We are back live on In Depth with Vincent Bugliosi, and we will be here until 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Mr. Bugliosi, before we went to that break, we were talking about your writing technique. You don't use a computer. How do you write?
I'm still in the 19th century, yellow pad and pencil. I write everything out in longhand. Although not too long ago I graduated from a number 3 to a number 4 pencil, but I'm back to number 2 now. What I do is I write everything down, the first draft, in longhand. Then I dictate into a tape recorder, give it to my secretary. She's not in an adjacent room. I operated out of a converted stall in the garage adjacent to my house, but I send it to her, or I drive up the hill and give it to her, and she types it up, and she sends it back to me. And from that point on, the original draft goes through 5-10 drafts. And what are these drafts? They're yellow page inserts, you know, and they're endless. So my books usually are books of inserts. The first, well, for instance, the autopsy of the president. That might be 50 pages on the first draft, but it ends up 250 pages. Now, how does it end up 250 pages? That's 200 pages of yellow page inserts that Rosemary Newton, my secretary, has to type up. So that's how I do my books in longhand. And
what do you do with that first draft? Do you save it? Do you have it saved somewhere?
Yeah, I have it. Just stacks and stacks of stuff in my office, yeah.
How long has Rosemary worked for you?
Oh, I think about 10 years, you know. And she deserves a medal because, you know, to follow all my things, see insert 65. Then she goes to insert 65, and that refers to, now go to 10 pages after insert 53. She goes there, and then there's 3 endnotes, and each endnote has got 5 footnotes. And by the time she gets back to the original thing, it's an hour later, and it's just, I'm the architect of the madness. Sometimes she has to straighten things out for me.
You live in L.A.?
Yeah.
And how long have you lived out there?
Since 1957. Yeah, I don't have a computer or a cell phone.
Why?
Pardon?
Why?
Why? Well, I think I have an instinctive disinclination for anything mechanical or technological. Not only because I'm a spastic when it comes to these things, but with anything corporeal, I like simplicity. And these modern gadgets that they add to products at the expense of utility. I'm a utilitarian. That bothers me. I want everything simple. When I speak to a jury and I put a bib on them and spoon feed them, you know, you've got to be simple. Life is simple for the simple-minded. Maybe it's because I'm simple-minded. I don't know. But I like simplicity. So a computer is just, and I feel that when I'm writing, a lot of times there'll be something in my mind, and I think I know it pretty well, but I can't articulate it. And when I work with that yellow pad, in my mind I can't articulate it, but when I work with that yellow pad, it somehow forces me to articulate. And I have confidence that once I get with the yellow pad, I will be able to articulate it. As far as a cell phone, I don't think I was even aware of cell phones until a couple years ago. I mean, I had heard the word cell phone, but I just wasn't aware of them until several years ago. And I see everyone running around with talking on the phone, and you have to carry them around with you, right?
Yeah.
In your pocket?
It helps.
In your pocket, or
Yeah.
doesn't it bulge out of the pocket, or what? I don't know. I don't know. I can't see myself carrying around any object with me, you know. So I think that would bother me. But in a way, I feel that, well, people have said, Vince, the world is passing you by. And I don't feel that. But about a year and a half or two ago, something happened within a day or two period that kind of jolted me more than ever before about there's another world out there. I do my research, my legal research, at 2 law libraries, the Ninth Circuit in Pasadena and then the Downtown Law Library, and most of my research is at the Pasadena Library, and I do research on microfilm and microfiche, hundreds of hours, and then interlibrary loans where they get books from all over the country. And I don't think I can do that on the computer. I've got to go to the original source. I don't think the computer would have these things. Anyway, I'm in this library this particular day, and I'm not exaggerating now. I was there for an hour and a half. There wasn't one single person in that library for an hour and a half. I used to go to the law library, and there were a lot of lawyers, law students. Apparently today, I don't know if they subscribe to a service or whatever it is, but they press some button and they got the whole library on their computer. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Doesn't that sound intriguing, though?
Yeah, no, it does. But as I say, there was no one in this library except me for an hour and a half. Even the receptionist. Now, I'm sure there was a receptionist there, probably in an adjacent office. No one in the library for an hour and a half. And that was kind of jolting, because in the old days there was always someone there. Then, either the next day or the day later, and this is what kind of jolted me because there were these two things that happened. I was trying to get this conspiracy book on the assassination. This was about a year and a half or two ago. And I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had an 800 number for Amazon.com, and I called them up. And they said, yeah, we can get the book for you. It's a British book. Take about a couple weeks. And I said, great. And then there was a pause, and I said, let me know when you want my credit card number. My wife has given me a credit card. And he said, we can't take your credit card. And I said, really? I said, that's strange. I said, I've ordered quite a few things over the phone, and I give them my credit card number. He said, no, we can't take a credit card here at Amazon.com. And I said, well, okay. I said, give me your address, and I'll send you a check, And he said, well, we can't take your check here at Amazon.com. I said, you can't take my check? I said, am I supposed to send you cash in the mail? He said, well, no, we don't take cash here at Amazon.com. I said, well, are you playing a joke? How am I supposed to get this book? And he says to me, do you have a computer? And I said, no. He says, well, you have to find someone who has a computer to order the book. So I contacted Rosemary, and she ordered it to me. But this happened within a day or two period, and I said, this is unbelievable, that I can't even order a book by credit card or check. There's nothing in this world, this other world, that I want or need. Nothing. Although it's a great, great world. I'm not denigrating, but there's nothing that I want or need in this world. However, there may come a time, where I have no choice and I'm going to have to jump aboard. I mean, when you can't even, are they going to eliminate law libraries? Is everything going to be on a computer? So I don't know. But at my age,
Do you have children?
Yeah, 2.
And do they use a computer or a cell phone?
Yeah.
And your wife?
Well, here's the interesting thing. My son's a doctor, and he bought my wife a computer a couple months ago. People used to call me and ask me, what's your email address? Not, do you have any? And I said, I don't have an email address. I said, you don't have an email address? I said, no. You don't have a computer? I said, anyway, he bought her a computer, and now she's got an email address. So if we're coming home, she says she's got to check her email, some yahoo.com or something. So to me, I just chuckle. It's just funny. But I'm not going to get a computer as far as I know.